Welcome back, people. I'm a bit slumped in this chair. I'm going to sit up a little bit. Paul likes to tell me when I'm slumped, and he didn't. Welcome back to On the Case. Happy Wednesday if you're listening to this. What a day to be alive, guys. Very happy to be here. Very happy to be speaking back to you people because, as we all know, last week I said I'm done with outing people on the internet. So the podcast is kind of my only space now where I can be free in my speech. I say that I'll probably take like 2 weeks off. When I say off, 2 weeks of not giving my opinion, then I'll be back to it. I posted a video yesterday and I was like, I have so much I want to say, but I just need to stop for a while. And my agent, Sarah, commented and was just like, hush. And I was like, you're next, by the way. Anyways, moving on. Don't be alarmed. I did just get my eyebrows laminated. They're very dark at first. All the haters were saying that my eyebrows were orange, so I dyed them black. No, I'm joking. My mom was like, you gave in to the haters. I was like, Mom, I get my eyebrows dyed every month. I usually get them dyed a little bit lighter than this, but I said, you know what, go darker so they last longer. Because after like 2 or 3 showers, they look fine. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I got my lashes lifted as well. I get so many questions about my eyebrows and eyelashes. I always go to the same girl. Her name is Theus. She's literally just off Grafton Street. It's so handy for me because obviously I'm in town like every day. And yeah, she's obviously tagged all over my Instagram or whatever. So yeah, we do have a guest today, so I won't talk for too long. But I want to give you a little recap on my week. So last week, you might remember, I said I was getting microneedling done. Now, when you're looking at me, my skin is fully healed, thank God. So I got it done last Wednesday, I want to say. And it wasn't actually that sore. I was always afraid to get stuff done because, as you know, I'm pretty, I don't want to say like anti getting work done, but like I kind of am. Like I don't judge anyone else for doing it, but I also kind of do. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, I never get anything like filler, Botox, like plastic surgery, whatever. But microneedling isn't any of that. I thought microneedling was like a procedure, but it's actually just like a skin treatment. So basically they just like poke you in a million tiny needles to like force your skin to like rejuvenate itself. Does that make sense? So like the collagen kind of starts working again, all that good stuff. So yeah, I got that done in Caldora Skin Clinic and it wasn't sore, but afterwards I felt like I had been sunburnt severely, but that's kind of like what's expected. That lasted about a day and a half, and now I'm back to fully normal. You can tell me if my skin looks better. I think it takes 2 weeks to fully like kick in, and I'll probably get it done again in like 6 weeks. And also to note, I didn't get, so basically microneedling, you can get like different depths of how far the needle goes into your face. I know it sounds scary, but it's not. I got the smallest because I was like, I don't want to do it too drastic. So next time I'll probably go up a bit. They went in a bit deeper where I have like spots and like pigmentation or whatever. But yeah, I'll keep you updated on that. Then what else did I do this week? Oh my God, we need to speak about Friday. I had my dream day on Friday. Okay, so I woke up in Uncle Pat's house. I get a bit of a lie-in on a Friday because I'm not working. Well, I don't work early in the morning anyways, but I like to get up early during the week to try and like sort my life out. So yeah, I got up at like 11. Lovely. Went to Tribe with Claire. Did our workout. Then we went and got a little coffee. There's this place in Aylesbury. I want to say that's in like Tala. I'm actually not 100% sure, but they have a place called Flat Coffee. Oh my God, nicest protein balls I've ever tasted in my life. They've Biscoff protein balls, are unbelievable. I should probably gatekeep this in case they sell out. But me and Claire went, we got toasty, we got a nice coffee, got a little protein ball. It was great. Then went back to, then we went to the square, went to Penny's. I actually met a few of you there. Got a load of bits in Penny's, got new pajamas because myself and Uncle Pat were going on a little staycation. And I need to fill you in about our staycation, guys. We had the nicest night ever. So basically, there's this place in Louth called Sweatbox Sauna. And they've been messaging me since December to try and organise for me to go down. But either I ended up being busy or they ended up being booked out, or it was a whole thing. Finally got booked in for this weekend, just gone. And basically, they have a little cottage. So obviously the sauna and the cold plunge, you can just go and pay as you go or do a membership or whatever. But they also have a cottage you can book through Airbnb. So we stayed in the cottage and oh my God. So I didn't know what to expect, right? First of all, Uncle Pat just got a brand new car, Slay. He got a Golf, an automatic Golf. Not brand new, sorry. It's like 171 or whatever, but it's brand new for him. Anyways, so he drove us down in his brand new car. He was all happy out. And we met Sean, who owns it himself, and his girlfriend met us. And they were just so nice. Like the cottage was kitted out for us, okay? First of all, we walk in, okay? Bottle of champagne and 2 glasses on the table. I was like, my dream date. I don't know why. Me and Uncle Pat are so stupid. We literally bought 2 bottles of Prosecco. We brought down our own Prosecco glasses and brought a load of munch because we just didn't assume they'd have it first because I don't know, I just never assumed that. Then in the fridge, stocked. They had like fruit platters, yogurt, like butter, milk, bread, orange juice, the whole lot. 4 Blue Wickets for me. Big bottle of West Coast Cooler, 6 Coronas. Then they had Apache menus on the table for us to order Apache. which they actually got for us, by the way, which was just crazy. Then, right, walk into like the bedroom area. They had 2 dry robes. You know, like the like dry robes the posh people wear when they go sea swimming. They had 2 of them. Mine had my name on it. I was like, oh my God, surely that's not actually for me. Like the thought that went into this stay for us, a lot of people were saying on TikTok that like I always come across so grateful, but of course I'm going to be grateful. Like that's crazy. Like I can't believe someone would do that for me. Even little things like that. I think I was saying to Uncle Pat yesterday, I think my love language is acts of service, guys. If people do stuff for me, I just love it, because obviously I have a lot of materialistic things anyway. Like someone could buy me a 5,000 euro handbag and I'd be like, oh, sound, like I wouldn't really care. Like, but if you make me a toasty, I'm like, oh my God, like my favorite thing ever. Like Uncle Pat, he often makes me like a little wrap when I come home from work, or he'll like put my dish in the dishwasher. That's what I like. I don't care about like materialistic stuff. But yes, so what else did they have for us? Oh, they had like a little hamper and it had like Easter eggs in it and jellies and sweets. It was so nice. So yeah, we checked in there. They actually had a little horse as well. I say little horse. It was 16 years old. It was gorgeous. And then we went down to the sauna and the cold plunge. I was actually very brave. I lasted 4 minutes in the cold plunge. Now, for me, that's a big deal. It was absolutely Baltic, but I really enjoyed it. I'm trying to get more into doing stuff like that because it's good for your like muscles and recovery and all that kind of thing. So yeah, we did that, and then we went back to the cottage. We watched, oh my God, we started watching that show, How to Get to Heaven from Belfast. Have you watched it, Paul? No? Oh my God, it's so good. So first of all, I didn't want to watch anything scary because obviously we're in a cottage in the middle of nowhere. I thought it was going to be funny because obviously it's from the makers of Dairy Girls. It is hilarious, but it's also scary. I'm not going to give any spoilers, guys, but basically it's about one of their friends that died and it turned into like a murder mystery kind of thing, but it's also a comedy. So good, so worth watching. I absolutely loved it. Yeah, we had a little chill night then. We got our Apache, we drank some Prosecco, I had my new pajamas on. It was just my dream date. So yeah, definitely check out the hot box. Not the hot box, oh my God, don't cancel me. Sweatbox Sauna, guys, oh my God, don't cancel me. Yeah, Sweatbox Sauna on Instagram. And yeah, the rest of the weekend, what did we do Saturday? Oh, Saturday, Uncle, for once actually I had nothing on. And Uncle Ba had a few things to do. So I was kind of taxiing him around for the day, which was different because usually I'm the one that's fucking getting taxied around. And then Sunday we went on a little double date to Tribe on like how my weekends have changed. I'm now going to workout classes for double dates, please. We went with Uncle Pat's friend Jack and his girlfriend Rachel. We actually went on double date with them when I met Lewis Capaldi. Remember that whole saga? So yeah, we went and did Tribe together, and obviously I was being really competitive because I'm competitive as it is, right? But obviously we were going with another couple and I was going with my boyfriend. I was like, I need to do really well in this class. So the class had 33 people in it. It was fully booked out for a Sunday. And I think I've told you this before, in Tribe you wear like a sweatband or heart rate monitor, sorry. And it monitors your sweat levels and all this shit. So when you hit a certain sweat goal, it comes up on the screen, everyone claps for you. So I was like, I'm getting that first. So I got it first, guys, clock it. I was like, oh my God, I'm so fit. Like I'm so amazing. But then after that, I nearly passed away. But anyway, it was great. Then we went for a bit of lunch, okay? I'm not going to say where because you already know I'm about to complain. Isn't that right, Paul? So, we went, I'll give you the location. We went to Dunleary, right? Yeah. So, we go for lunch and I'm going to be honest, guys. If I get bad service somewhere, it puts me off going back. And like, I am a fussy eater as it is. I don't look for much. I'm not looking for a 5-star service. I just want a polite waitress or a polite waiter or a polite person that welcomes you in. Because I just get bad vibes instantly. So we walk into this place, me and Uncle Pat, because Jack and Rachel were trying to get parking. And the girl at the front, I presume she's like the manager or like, I don't know. She's the person that like looks at the clipboard for bookings and sits people down or whatever. She instantly like didn't even look us in the eye. And she was like, oh yeah. And just like looking around her, I was like, is she gonna talk to us? Then she was like, do you want a table? And I was like, yeah, for 4 actually. Oh no, she goes for 2. I said, oh no, it's actually 4. And she's kind of like, yeah, and she's like, they're flicking her clipboard, and she's like, yeah, you're probably gonna have to wait. So then Uncle Pat, which he shouldn't have done, he started looking around. He's like, oh, what about like those 4 free tables? Like, are they free? And she was like, yeah, but they're actually booked at 12. And this was at like 11:30. So we were like, right, fair enough. Obviously, we're not gonna take a table that's booked in half an hour. So then she was like, oh, if you wait, you'll probably get a high table. Sorry, guys, I'm bored already. I'm yawning. The high, wow. What? Wow. But the high tables, because it's not boring. Shut your mouth, Paul. How dare you? Because I'm tired. Anyway, moving on. She said the high tables clear quicker than the lower tables, so you'll get one of them. So grand. High table becomes available. Jack and Rachel arrive. Now we're just awkward. We're in the way of everyone. She's kind of just like, oh, sorry. Like, people are trying to get by us and everyone's giving us dirty looks. I feel like it's because we were in workout clothes in Dunleary and everyone's kind of posh there. So yeah, then the high table becomes free. She cleans it off, puts menus down, doesn't ask us to go over, doesn't tell us we can sit there. I'm like, sorry, she didn't put menus down. She was leaning on the table, like with her hands like this, if you're watching on YouTube. And there was menus beside her. And I was like, is she, I don't know what was going on. So after about 5-10 minutes of standing there uncomfortably, Uncle Pat was like, well, I just ask her. And I was like, yeah. He goes, oh, is that free now? And she goes, oh yeah. When were you going to tell us? So you had us standing there like idiots. Like, I just don't get it. She was the one that said to us, the high table will probably become free. It became free. Didn't tell us we could sit there. I just hate that shit. Anyway, then the waitress came over, a different girl, and she was like, oh, I'll take your orders. I know you're waiting long enough over there. I think she was kind of hinting at like, that one's a bit of a wagon, like don't mind her kind of thing. But yeah, I left a Google review, guys. Normalize leaving Google reviews. Our lunch for the four of us was like over €100. So we're going to come into your place and spend money and you're going to treat us like that? Hell no. I'm here for a Google review. I really am. I'm sick of it. Anytime I go somewhere and I get that service, I'm leaving a Google review because it just pisses me off. It makes me feel uncomfortable, unwanted. We're spending money in your establishment. Okay? You probably don't own it, but anyways, rude. They replied to my Google review, you know, Paul. Would you like me to read it? Yeah. Yay! Paul wants me to read it. So guys, I'm not going to say where, but you know what? Like, I actually probably should be saying where these places are to stop people from going there.
Yeah, but you might destroy a business.
But how is it destroying?
Oh, I think that's happened in America. Bad reviews from influencers have destroyed businesses.
But then treat people properly. Because the thing is, when I go in there, right, they don't know I'm an influencer. So they should just treat, well, they did treat me like they would treat anyone else, clearly.
Oh, you wanted special treatment?
No, I wanted nice treatment. Okay. Let me go to my reviews now. How do I? Oh, yeah, here we go. Reviews.
Go on. Or do you want to read it?
Do you want to read the reply?
Yeah. You read your review and I'll read the reply.
Okay, right. So I said, when we got here, it was quite busy, but the lady at the entrance, who I'm presuming is the manager, was quite rude and dismissive. She said we'd have to wait for a table, which of course was no issue, and we'd probably get a high table quicker. One became free and it was clean, ready to go, and she left us standing there awkwardly. We felt like we were in the way and weren't sure why she wasn't seating us there. After about 15 minutes, we asked was it free, and she said yeah. So we basically stood there for no reason. Our actual waitress was lovely and the food was nice, but still puts me off coming back.
Ooh.
Now, Paul's going to read you the response. I actually had to cringe when I was reading it. I was like, oh, why did I do this?
Okay. Hi, Kasey. Firstly, thank you so much for the compliment to our waiting staff who served you. It will be passed on to her for the well-deserved recognition. In regards to the remainder of your review, we would love to gather more details from you.
Wait a damn minute.
We are hugely disheartened to hear about how you felt treated, and we always do our due diligence on following up with matters like this. If you'd please contact us with your details along what time and date you visited to email address, we look forward to hearing from you. Best of luck.
Paul, you're about to get a live scandal right now. That's not what they said. They obviously deleted it and rewrote it.
So I read the fake version.
Oh my God. I'm actually fuming. I'm actually fuming now that I didn't screenshot the other one.
They clap back.
Oh my God. Wait, let me check if I screenshot it. OMG. Because...
That was very polite.
Yeah, no, that wasn't what they left originally. They wrote this big long thing. Basically, I'm actually fuming now. I don't think I screenshot it.
Oh.
Wait a damn minute. I screenshotted it. Hey.
Oh.
Well, can I read this one now?
The original. Go for it.
Oh, this is brilliant, right? Hello, Kasey. Thank you for taking the time to share your feedback. We are really, truly sorry to hear that your arrival experience left you feeling uncomfortable. That is certainly not how we want any of our guests to feel. Unfortunately, at the time of your visit, all of our standard dining tables were fully occupied, and we also had guests waiting at high tables for standard tables to become available. While the table you mentioned may have appeared ready, we were managing several waiting parties and table allocations behind the scenes, which may not have been clearly communicated in the moment. We completely understand how that could have felt confusing and frustrating from your perspective, especially if you were left standing there without an explanation. That said, there's no excuse for you feeling dismissed, and we are very sorry if our communication came across that way. We will be speaking with the team to ensure that we are clearer and more attentive when managing busy periods. We are pleased to hear that your waiters looked after you well and that you enjoyed the food, but we are truly sorry for that initial experience that it has put you off returning. We hope you might consider giving us another opportunity in the future so we can provide the warm welcome you should have received. Now, why would they have done that?
Because they knew you're probably going to read them out online and...
Maybe they've found out since that I'm an influencer.
With a platform.
With a big ass platform. No, I'm joking.
And they're like, ooh, take that down, give her a better version.
Because in that one, you know, the customer's always right thing. In that, they're basically saying, like, you're wrong, but we're sorry.
But I worked in retail. Sometimes the customer's completely wrong.
Oh, yeah, of course they are. Sure, I worked in Dunn's. They were always wrong. That's interesting now. I wonder why they changed it. But, like, do I bother reaching out, like?
No, I've left bad reviews before and they're like, please get in touch to talk about this. I'm like, no.
Yeah, no. Like, if it wasn't that bad to the point where I need to ring them up and have a discussion. I just wanted them to know, like, do you know?
I think that's fair. If you want to be a Karen, go for it.
It's not being a Karen.
No.
€100 for a epoxy lunch.
You only learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
And people need to learn. Don't it, Kasey?
Yeah, the food, to be fair, the food was nice. I've been there loads of times, but I haven't been in a few years. Well, actually, the last time I was there, me and Clodagh went in, but it was the dinner menu. Saw the menu looked too fancy, so we actually left. But yeah, I don't know, guys. That's interesting. We just got live footage there of
exposed
of devilment.
I can see your thumbnail. Exposed.
Yeah, exposing businesses. Anyway, guys, that's the tea, really. Did anything else happen to me this week, Paul?
You got a Gossies.
I've got the Gossies. Guys, Gossies are on Saturday. Obviously, by the time you're hearing this, it'll be over and I'll have won. No, I'm joking. Well, who knows?
Well,
yeah.
I voted about 5 times, so.
Well, thank God. So my Gossies prep has begun, guys. I've got my, obviously, lashes and eyebrows done. Got the toenails done yesterday. I can tell you now what colour because it'll be over, won't it?
Sure.
So my dress is like teal. So basically it's under the sea themed. So I'm going like Ariel. I want to be like a mermaid. So my hair is obviously ginger. So I'm going to have it like down and waved. Dress is like teal, has a little corset. My toenails are teal. Tomorrow I'm getting my fingernails done. I'm going to get like under the sea nails. So I'm going to get like proper like sea nails. Then last night I ordered a clutch, right? But it's like a shell. I'm going all out. Now I do have, from Halloween a couple of years ago, I have a tiara. Like it's it's not like a fake cheap little shitty tiara. It's such a nice tiara that would really give Ariel vibes, but that could be given too much.
Didn't last year someone tell you just ignore the theme?
They did, but it's very 50-50. It's either you go theme or you just go totally off theme. But this year, the theme isn't that hard to do, so I don't mind.
Okay. Are you worried that you're going to be too hard theme and everyone else is
if
like,
I did the crown, it might be a bit too much.
Yeah, maybe a bit much.
Do you think?
It's giving Debs.
But it's so nice. It's like such Ariel vibes.
Disney Debs.
I could wear it for like TikToks and then not wear it.
Sure.
But then if I win, I'll want the tiara.
Who's your +1?
So +1s are €350.
Oh.
So
I'll go past. Not
I
worth
said
that.
bye. Now if you're a nominee, it's $280, but like still, I'm not paying that for him to eat fucking roast dinner, am I? So
Moral support.
Well, do you know what it is, right? He was actually meant to be going to Cork this weekend and he's not now. So luckily he can come to the afters with me. And if I win, because if I won and he wasn't there, I'd probably be fuming. So now I'm thinking it's a sign. The fact that he's not going to Cork anymore, it's a sign that I'm going to win.
Oh.
You think?
I think you have a better chance this year than last year.
Do you think?
Yeah, you got more prominence than last year.
I don't know. Everyone keeps telling me I have a good chance, but like I'm against fucking literally the biggest followed people in Ireland, so I don't fucking know.
Well, let's get Lisa back in the podcast and see.
Yeah, give me a little reading.
Update.
Yeah, but guys, I'm actually really excited now for the weekend. I just hope I'm actually sharing a hotel with Miriam. I actually must get Miriam on the podcast.
Mary Mullins.
Yeah.
She's been here before.
How did I never think of that?
Should we take a break?
Let's take a break. Welcome back to On The Case, guys. I'm joined with a very special guest. We've been trying to organise this for weeks. It's Beth Wyer!
Yay!
Welcome
so
to the
happy to be
podcast.
here. Thank you for having me, babe.
I was only an hour late.
That's okay.
You were here before
I
me.
was chilling, topping up my makeup, you know.
I was actually expecting you to be late because I feel like influencers are always late.
Well, I am always late for everything, in
Okay.
fairness. So I was pleasantly surprised that I got here on time, but that's only because I went into the nail shop before this and I was like, can you do my nails in half an hour? And they were like, yeah, no. So I just got on the next bus.
You could've got one
know?
hand done.
Yes.
I think
half
when
a
I
hand.
was on your podcast, I think I was there before you, maybe.
Definitely.
Do you know that was a year ago? Like yesterday or something?
I know.
Because I got memories on my phone. I was like, how was that a year ago?
Was
It was because
it?
it was the day before the Gossies, and now the Gossies are this Saturday. When you're listening, guys, it'll be over. And I'll have one. No, I'm joking. So, why are you laughing, Paul? It's not that funny. So, you had your FM 104 debut the other morning.
I did. I don't think that's even my debut. I've won their competitions before.
Have you?
Because my mom's hooked.
We call you a prize pig.
The prize
right?
pig?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but when I used to work on reception, they were like, look out for people that enter all the time.
Oh, that's my mom.
you.
She's probably blacklisted. No, sometimes she'd be in the car and rings me. Guys, send in this name to this number right now. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then we win another pair of cinema tickets. I was like, right, well, we haven't used the last 4. Can you stop entering?
So if you don't know, guys, Beth was on Instagram the other morning, which is a game on Strawberry Alarm Clock on FM 104. And I listened back to your clip. You obviously didn't know it was timed.
No, I actually didn't know how to play the game, really.
Okay.
So I didn't know.
It's 10 questions, 60 seconds. You can win $2,000. But like on the second question, Beth was like,
I think for 30 seconds.
Yeah. Let me think. And then they were like, do you want to pass? You were like, no, give me a sec. I was like, does she not realise where this is going?
I didn't.
But it was so funny because I woke up and seen it on your story and you also cursed.
Yes. And they were like, oh, sorry everyone for that. I was like, fuck.
Breakfast radio. Yeah. Children in the car.
Children's Strawberry Alarm Clock.
But bit of crack.
Yeah.
That's what they're looking for. Something different, you know?
I know, but they said that people were writing in and then I had people text me being like, just heard you on the radio.
Oh my God.
I was like, well, I sounded like a idiot.
Well, look, unfortunately, I miss Instagram because it's on so early now.
Yes.
I don't be awake at that time.
Yeah.
But when I used to do my 9 to 5, I used to eat that shit up. But you know what? Like, I feel like when you're off the radio listening to it, you're like, oh, I'd be able for that. Then when you get on, it's like, oh my God, I don't know anything.
Yeah, but the thing is, I didn't know what the game entailed. I just was sat in the car with my mum and she's like, text this in now. And then no caller ID rings me. Do you want to come on? I was like, sure.
So you had no idea what the rules were?
No. That's why I'm just dilly-dallying thinking.
You'll be more prepared for next time. But Beth Wyer. Let's go back to the start here, okay? Well, first of all, I actually watched Beth before I even did TikTok, which is kind of crazy. I remember seeing you in Jervis, I want to say. Is that Jervis?
Duns.
Is that where you worked?
Yes.
Duns. You just walked into Jervis and I was walking out and I was like, oh, that's your one off TikTok. You know, I was one of them people.
As if I was storming around
literally. I just remember seeing your blonde hair and I was like, that's your one off TikTok. Oh. But when did you actually start posting on social media?
I think, do you know what? Every day I get videos that I have to archive because there's people scrolling all the way to the bottom of my page and liking videos from like 2021, 2020. And I'm like, there's no way I put that on a public platform. So I have to archive them straight away. But I start posting like since TikTok came out, but obviously not like properly. I'd just be like in the garden with my dogs going like, and I'd get someone comment #FYP and I was like,
I'm famous.
Yeah. Or I'd be like acting out all the scenes from Dance Moms, like me doing all the parts,
my dream
taking
date.
On and off sunglasses. Like what?
Back in like 2020 times.
2020 I'd say, yeah. And then someone even said to me, like I put up a celebration post when I got 100 followers or something.
Oh, that was me on Instagram back in the day.
Like loving it. And then someone said to me in the pub, it was this fella and I'd never seen him out before and he was like, oh, are you on TikTok? Like, do you do TikTok? I was like, yeah. He's like, yes, Scarlett for you to carry on laughter.
Oh my God.
And that's where the name Beth and What came from because I it was like Beth Wyer and I went home and changed it to Beth and What because I was like, yeah, I'm what I do TikTok because people were like Scarlett. Maybe it was just my carry on that was Scarlett, but.
Well, no. Look where I got you now. Yeah. People say it's always embarrassing until it works out.
Yeah.
So when did you actually start to like get followers?
Consistently. I think I went to Zante in 2022 and even then I think I had about like 40k followers from posting. I think it's very easy to get followers on TikTok. Like one video just has to do well and you get like a mass like comparison to Instagram, you know? So I think I had like 40k by the time I went out to Zante. Then I didn't post for a year because I was with a horrible boy and that was
they don't like that.
No, get off your high horse, all this, all that. So then 2024 I was like, my New Year's resolution is to be consistent with posting and just post. And by consistent, I still meant like once a week.
But
twice
for
a
some
week.
people that is consistent and it works.
Yeah, and then that's when I think I started to show my personality and talk more and just like literally put myself out there. And I think 2024 summer I hit 100k around then, or maybe 20. Yeah.
So you kind of build a following just from posting here and there. Like you weren't consistent from day one.
No, I couldn't be. Like I literally found it like because I have ADHD and I'd be like so up and down in my moods, I would one week be having the best week of my life and everything's amazing and I am amazing and all this, and then the next it's giving like life is not worth living.
Yeah.
So it's hard to come onto TikTok and be like, yeah, when I'm feeling that way. So it would just be very sporadic, random carry on.
Okay.
Yes.
And you, I was going to say something there. Oh yeah, I'm very open on social media, but I feel like you're even more open. I've always said I feel like you're like the crazy version of me. I think we're very similar.
Yeah, we are.
But you're quite like rogue.
Yeah.
Some of your stories, one that I have to get you to give a synopsis. The one, I don't know how to say it, but you basically jumped out a window.
Yeah.
This is my favorite story of all time.
Oh my God.
Can you tell it in like...
I will. I'll summarize.
Yeah.
So
This is my favorite thing ever.
I'm 6 months alcohol free because alcohol has never been my friend.
Okay.
It has led to stories like this.
Brilliant.
So I have ADHD. People with ADHD should not drink alcohol. We're already very impulsive, even sober by comparison to someone that doesn't have ADHD. So like I'd make rash decisions or speak without thinking, and then in hindsight be like, oh my God. So with alcohol, these decisions are even worse and worse. And anyway, so I was 17. It was New Year's Eve. So I was in 5th year. I was into Mangoes. Like, what even is that place? And the lights came on at like 3 a.m. Obviously, everyone get out of here, home time. And I was like, I am not going home. Definitely not. But because I was 17 years old and in 5th year, I knew all my friends weren't going to like just come back to an afters with me. And I was like, right, well, I'm not going home. So I walked up to this fella that I thought was good looking, whatever. I was like, yeah, perfect. What's your name? Hi, my name's Beth. What age are you? First of all, he lied about his age, Kasey. Okay, this is going to be an important detail down the line.
Okay.
He lied about his age and I was like, yeah, grand, like you've an after party, I'll go with you. Left with him, didn't say bye to any of my friends, anything like that.
Disclaimer, guys, never do this.
Do not do this. And
Unsafe.
my phone's fully dead, obviously. So then it gets to like 6 a.m. I'm in a house in Portmarnock, like
Madrid.
Like literally where even is that? Never been there in my life except to go to the Mangoes. And then get my phone back on. I've like 20 missed calls from my mom, obviously, because everyone else came home on the minibus except for me. And I didn't tell any of my friends where I was gone. He's like, do you want to say bye to your friends? I let them know where you're gone. I was like, no. Hard pass. They're fine. Just left. So anyways, get back to mine in a taxi. He came in the taxi with me. I jump out. It's now 6 a.m, New Year's Day. You have your runners out, people out walking their dogs, New Year, new me. And for me, it was giving New Year, same me.
You've arrived back from this after to your own house.
To my own house. And he gets out with the taxi behind me after I was like, bye. And he goes, no, I'm coming in.
Oh, no.
I was like, well, you're not, because I'm 17 years old and my whole family is inside about to kill me. So you're not coming in. And he just was adamant, I have no money, I am coming in. I went inside to everyone like, Beth, you are in so much trouble. What is wrong with you? And then my mom starts going, your dad will be over in the morning. And at this time, I didn't get on with my family, like especially my dad. So I was like, my dad is going to be here in the morning. Well, I'm just not going to be here. So obviously I was not thinking straight, the alcohol, everything. So I went up to my room and I actually have videos. I'll show you after. These are never to be seen by the public. Like
I need to see these.
Like the state of me. And I was like, right, let me put on 5 pairs of tracksuit bottoms, about 5 jumpers, let's go. Because I was like, well, I'm running away, so I don't know how long. This was my logic. I don't know how long I'm going to be outside for. I better layer up.
Oh, God.
Down my bottle of water, because don't know when my next drink is going to be. I don't know where I thought I was going. The
and
North
outside
Pole.
the house.
He's still outside the house, fighting with my stepdad, going back and forth.
Oh my God.
It was terrible. And he keeps saying to my stepdad while I'm upstairs, like planning my escape, is that any way to talk to a Garda? Is that any way to talk to a Garda?
He was a Garda.
And I'm like to my mum, don't mind him. He's not a Garda. He was. And he had lied to me about his age. He was actually, I was 17. He was 23. Odd. Like, weird. Weird. So anyways, my stepdad gives him money eventually. So he leaves the front garden, thank God. And then I from upstairs, opened my bedroom window because I'm in like a second floor house. And I was like, well, obviously I can't go out the front door because then they're going to know I'm gone. So I just opened my bedroom window from the upstairs and just like turn around and just like let go.
You just jump out the window.
I just jumped and I thought I'd be very inconspicuous. No one's going to know that I'm even gone. But then I landed on the car from the window. And my mum's fella is sat in the front room and just watches me fall down past the window onto the car. And he's like, what the fuck is going on? He runs out the front door. I run, get up, take off, gone. And then I just hid in people's front gardens for like 2 hours.
Oh, Beth.
While I kept ringing everyone, can I come to yours? Can you take me in? No. And then my mom's like, Beth, please come home. This is very concerning behaviour. I promise your dad won't come over if you come home. I came home. Anyways, then I got woken by my dad, dragged to the police station and made the woman talk to me in the police station. In the interrogation room, like.
To give you like a warning to like, don't behave like this.
Beth, if you carry on like this, you're going to end up dead, pregnant. I was just like, can I go? Like hanging together. I was like, can I go? Like, what is the point in this?
Beth.
Anyways, it was so embarrassing then when I came home from school like a week later to this fella with epoxy plunger, like a mechanic in the front garden, trying to pull the dents out of the side of the car from where I fell from the sky and landed on the car. I was like, there's literally no way. It was terrible, Kasey. Awful time for everyone.
Like, even hearing it this time, I'm like crying. But when I heard that the first time, I just didn't see it going that way.
No.
It just went from this like funny story to next thing you're jumping out a window and your stepdad sees you falling from the sky.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually.
And the whole reason I went out the window in the first place so no one would see me. He's just like watching me drop.
Your poor mother.
Yeah,
That,
I know.
Like, seriously.
It was terrible. Why did no one look into? Maybe she's not just acting out. Maybe there's something. And there was.
And like, talk about like great starts in the new year. Like, it only goes up from there, surely.
Like, please, of all days for this to happen. I was so upset.
Do you think that's your maddest story?
There's a few up there, but I'd say that takes the cake. That one always, people are like.
And did you ever see that fella again or hear from him again?
No.
Never.
The next day. Why are you still trying to text me?
Oh, he was trying to text you the next day.
Just being like, what's up with you? I was like, what's up with me? My life is falling apart. What's up with you? Like.
And you just go into school then on Monday like nothing ever happened?
Yeah. And everyone's just like, see, the way I wasn't even on the bus, they were just like, they knew what I was like. They're like, she's grand.
You're actually crazy.
But guys, I'm 6 months alcohol free now.
Slay,
Don't
okay.
drink. Because this is the outcome when I drink.
Yeah, because I remember listening to your podcast last year and you were saying that vodka just doesn't agree with you.
Annie. Like, I
Any
was
drink.
in denial. Vodka, when I would drink vodka, I just thought like... So I drank vodka with my boyfriend after not drinking vodka for about 2 years because I know I literally go like insane.
Okay.
And we were just at home and he was like, there's no other drinks. We can just have a bit. You're grand. You're at home. It doesn't matter. After me specifically saying like, no, it does not agree with me.
Vodka's not good.
It's not good. And then I blacked out, of course, standard. And I was like, I was just saying mad stuff, Kasey. I was like, the people upstairs. I think I actually got possessed by ghosts. I was like, who's in the house? Like, there's people upstairs. And he was like, Beth, you're literally sending me so west. Like, I can't. It's like everyone's like, oh, I was so drunk. Like, I can't drink. Like, I promise we're not the same. Like,
You actually cannot drink.
the way it affects me, it's like, I don't want to be that person.
Yeah.
It doesn't, and like, I'm really fun and the best buzz at parties and all until one more sip and then I'm just gone past redemption. And I don't want to be that person. Like, the person sometimes that I've become when I've drank too much doesn't align with who I am when I'm sober, my morals. So I'm like, I don't want to keep like put myself in that position and hoping for the best, because the thing is, I don't feel, you know, the way everyone's like, even growing up, why can't you just pace yourself back? When you start to feel a bit drunk, stop. And I'm like, that's the thing. Alcohol
You don't know
would
when
never
the limit
make
is. Yeah.
it would never make me feel drunk. Like, until I am blacked out, I would be like a bottle of wine deep. I'm sober. Because internally I don't feel drunk, because our brains don't register alcohol the same as someone else. Someone else would be like, I'm feeling a bit tipsy now, let me leave it for a while. I'd be like, guys, I swear on the Bible, up and down, anything, I'm fully sober. But then I could have one more sip and my
And
brain
it's
just
gone.
blacks out. Yeah.
That's mad, because
So it's
alcohol just doesn't
scary.
agree with some people.
Yes.
Because I feel like I do definitely get drunk, but I always feel violently ill.
You do.
Every
I always
time
see your
I
videos.
drink. And it really makes me think, like, will I just never drink again?
I know.
But then you say that, and then you do drink
I
again.
know.
So do you think you actually will genuinely never drink again?
I think so. Like, I just don't see, like, everyone has been like to me, Beth, now you're on medication for your ADHD, surely you can try it again. I'm like, why? You guys have seen firsthand what it does to me. Why are you pushing this so much? I think it's actually just like our culture and like
It
an
is.
Irish and English thing. Like, even my boyfriend, who has had to deal with my carry on prior to me stopping drinking, he's like, oh, but you're on tablets now. Surely you'd have a drink. I'm like, guys, no. It's better for everyone all around. If I don't miss it. Like, I don't want to. Sometimes I think, you know, like beach days and summer days, like, oh, I wish I could have one or two chill ones, but it's just not for me. And I need to remind myself, I think with time, it's gonna become a lot easier.
A little mocktail. Nothing wrong with that.
No, exactly. And I still, like, I have the type of personality that I can still talk to people. Like, alcohol doesn't make me like more chatty or anything. It just
you
makes
don't need
me,
the alcohol
No,
to
I
chat.
don't. Like, so I'm like, what am I doing this for? I don't remember my nights out. I've gone on nights out with the girls now, fully sober, and the videos I got of all them carrying on are too funny, and I had the best night ever. So I was like, okay, like, I've proven to myself I can do it. I don't need to.
Yeah, you don't need the pressure from other people, do you know?
No, I don't.
And speaking of your ADHD, how did that like come about to get diagnosed? Because you probably knew for a while that you thought you had it.
Yes. Well, I think my whole life I've just felt like, right, something's off. Like, my mom would say, living with me, it's like being on a roller coaster, not a good one at times.
Been
Like,
there.
a really, really scary one.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
just like very high highs and very low lows. Like, I went to the doctor when I was younger because my mom was like, I think you've BPD. I didn't have BPD. It's obviously ADHD, but in women it presents very differently to men. So
Right.
like, our main symptoms would be emotional dysregulation, like really bad anxiety and depression. So I'd go through periods where my life is amazing, as I said, or then like periods where I'm like stuck to the bed, can't get out of the bed. It's just like my whole teenage years, ever since I was younger, just like constant overthinking, like OCD symptoms like
I
that.
was going to say, I remember listening to your podcast about this, and I was like, we're so similar, because I'm not diagnosed with OCD, but I think I definitely have it.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
overthinking, intrusive thoughts, all that kind of thing.
So scary, and it's the scariest thing ever. But when you're younger, and especially, and I don't know if it was just a my family thing, but like whenever I tried to broach these topics, it was just very like, you're grand, you have a roof over your head,
Yeah.
I'll give you something to cry about, you're fine. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm fine. You know, it's just very like, you'll be grand. I don't know why mental health is such a taboo thing. In Ireland, it really, really is. So it was all just kind of like brushed to the side until I think maybe like second year of college, when I'm like, my college, I went to DCU. 15-minute walk from my house, couldn't bring myself to go, like attendance through the floor, like every assignment getting left. Like, they give you a year or 6 months to do an assignment for a reason, and I'd be like having 2 days to do it, up all night, like drinking 20 coffees, monsters, and it was just like, ma'am, I checked
Obviously
all the
something wrong.
boxes. Yeah. So then I went to my doctors, and I just feel like women, especially in like women's health and stuff, I think we're dismissed a lot. So I literally start tracking all the symptoms that I thought aligned and my behavior that matched them. And I went into my GP with this like full list. So I wanted to be heard. I didn't want to, you know, be put on the spot. Like, give me an example. And I'm like,
I don't know.
I don't know. I just like, whatever. So went in, she was like, okay, a lot of them do align, whatever, I'll give you a referral. Then I lost a referral letter for a year and a half.
Grand.
And then my mom's like, can you email your doctor and ask for another? I was like, unfortunately, no. Like,
Can't do it.
that was just on my to-do list for another year, till she then got another letter from me, my mom, because this is what I mean, like, it's tiny things like that
You just put off.
yeah, to anyone else would be like, okay, this is not a difficult task, this is something so small, but I genuinely couldn't bring myself to do it. Even like Kasey, I think there's so many brands and everything that I'm literally blacklisted from.
Because you don't reply.
No, because they've sent me messages, oh, we'd love to have you at this event and all. But I had 1 million thoughts in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll go back and answer. And then it's literally vanished, like it never happened. So they definitely think she is a horrible, rude
I think
girl,
were
and
you
I'm
saying
not.
this in your podcast with Carly the other day that you could be like when you wake up, right, will I have breakfast first, or will I wash my hair first, will I do this first?
And I'm glitching. I'm like that.
And then you're stuck and you're like, what do I actually do first? Yeah.
And then I will spend like such a tiny little decision like that, now since I'm on medication, I'm like, okay, this does not need that much thought. I'll just get started. Like I'm much more able to just get started on things now.
Okay.
But a decision like that prior to medication, I think I could have spent like 2 hours thinking about it. And then by the time I've come to a conclusion, I don't have time to do anything.
Too late then.
Then it's 8:00 at night and I'm like, oh, what have I done
I'll try
today?
again tomorrow.
Yeah.
So did you have to go through, so when you got referred, did you have to get like the assessment, the proper assessment done?
Yes, you
That's
have
like
to go.
€1,000, isn't it?
1,200.
There you go.
Yeah, I was like, I'm either coming out here with a refund or a diagnosis.
Yeah,
like,
one or the other.
For that much money, I'm getting this, you know?
Yeah, that's insane.
So it's crazy money. It really is. And then every follow-up appointment is €200.
And what are they for? Just to see if the medication's going
Just,
okay?
yeah, how's your medication going? Because I was on one before the one I'm on now, and it was much more a release all at once rather than gradual throughout the day. So if I took it at like 9 in the day, by 5:00, I'd be sitting there like depressed because it's all worn off. And I'm like so anxious, so upset. And I was like, okay, this shouldn't be the case, you know? So the one I'm on now is more gradual throughout the day. And I don't feel like that, literally like a switch when it wears off and you're like, oh, this feeling of dread inside. So I think that's why a lot of people aren't really willing to try medication, because they tried like one and reacted like that. Yeah, exactly. Which if I hadn't gone on to the next, I would have been like, oh, this is terrible, you know?
Yeah. Because I have debated getting the assessment.
Mm-hmm.
Is the assessment same for OCD and all? No, they're all different.
Now, do you know what? I've never got diagnosed with OCD, but that's just because no one would bring me to like,
it's such a process.
Exactly. But undiagnosed ADHD can present a lot in women as OCD symptoms. Okay. So it could be like a sub-branch. Same with why I was on sertraline for years, because I went to the GP and she was like, this is anxiety.
Yeah,
okay,
but for years
but the anxiety is like just a little branch of ADHD. They just didn't look any deeper. They just said, here's sertraline, there you go. You're grand. Until I knew, yes, I feel less anxious, but I still can't get anything done. I'm just less anxious about it.
Yeah.
I'm still glitching every day, but I'm just not like so upset about it.
Yeah, because when I told my GP that I figured I had OCD, and anyone I've ever spoke to says it, she's like, if you want to get the assessment, it's kind of just to give you the label.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, like, do I want to pay €1,200 to be told I have something I already know I have?
But like, then it could would you go on medication? Because I feel like you're a productive queen, Kasey.
Yeah, well, I'm on Prozac at the moment.
Yes.
Which is, like, they kind of say it covers a few things.
Yeah. That's like sertraline as well. It's anxiety, depression, that kind of, isn't it?
So I think I originally went on it for like anxiety and like really bad thoughts. Then they were like, oh, if you think you've OCD, this kind of helps with that too.
Yes.
But then it's the whole thing of like, oh, am I dependent on this now? Like, if I forget to take it one day, I'm like, oh my God, I'm back to square one.
I know.
Which isn't true.
It's so true, but it really is mind over matter, isn't it? Like our brains are so powerful. We can convince ourselves anything.
Yeah.
Like say for an example, placebo effect. If we had been given a fake a Prozac, or me, my ADHD medication, I think we'd still get
100%.
things done throughout the day. Like we're just really, our minds are so powerful. But then someone messaged me about this during the week and they were like, can you tell me about what it was like for you coming off sertraline? Like, I don't want to become dependent on it, but I feel like I am. And I was like, I think people that haven't been on something like this, it's very easy for them to say, well, you can't be on it for life. You can't become dependent on it.
Yeah.
But like, would you say that to someone that has diabetes?
No.
And their insulin?
Yeah.
Like, you can't be dependent on this. Well, they are, just because it's not
a mental thing.
Yeah, because it's mental health rather than physical health. People are so dismissive. If you need to be dependent on medication to make you function and feel normally, there's no shame in it. There really isn't. I'm dependent on my ADHD medication to be productive because it is still a disability. It is still something that I need help with. So you wouldn't tell someone that has diabetes that. You wouldn't tell someone with a heart condition, you know, when you get to depend on them tablets.
Yeah.
Like what?
It's just such a stigma, and I bet you in like 20, 30 years it won't even be a thing.
Yeah.
Because I've said this on the podcast loads of times. I feel like in Ireland, like my mom believes in mental health.
Yes,
my
amazing.
dad doesn't.
Yeah.
Doesn't get it, which is fair enough. It didn't exist back then, but it is a thing.
I know.
And if, let's just say, the Prozac is a placebo, and what? If it helps me and it makes me think I'm doing better, then why not?
Yeah, I don't think like, I think it should be a last resort. I think
100%.
initially you need to do everything I was told my whole life. But do you have a routine?
Go
Guys, I
outside.
can't make a routine because I can't get out of the fucking bed to do anything.
Yeah.
Have you tried going on a walk? Have you tried a to-do list?
Drinking water.
No way. What?
Yeah,
Try
like-
that. Actually, yes, I have. Like, it shouldn't be a first resort. Obviously, try the other things first. Try therapy. Like, there's online therapy you can get. Like, I went to Jigsaw for a while. That's an online free one, and you can do it on Skype and everything. So the wait list for that is a lot shorter.
Yeah.
Try those, and then if you still feel the need to go on medication, look into that. But I think, like, it's a last resort.
For me, it was a total
Yes.
last resort. And probably because of the whole, like, oh, you don't want to be dependent on that
Yeah.
now. So I was like, right, let me try everything
Me
else.
too. I was like, you have to be nuts to go on medication. I was like, I'm not there yet. Jumped out the window. I was
Yeah,
like, nah.
that wasn't me.
Yeah, I thought I didn't meet the criteria. Like, because there's such a stigma around
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, look, we're productive queens as
We
it is.
are.
And you know what?
Best thing I ever did.
I want to change subject totally now. You done a year-long internship in L'Oreal.
I did.
That is, I need to hear about this because I applied for that. I think everyone in the country applied
They
for
did.
that and you got it. So what was your role there?
Okay, so my role was PR and communications over CPD, which is Consumer Products Division, and those brands were Maybelline, L'Oreal, Essie, and Garnier. So literally doing influencer event organizing for any product launches, running campaigns for new products start to finish, doing influencer send outs. It was honestly just the best thing ever.
Yeah, it
Casey.
sounds like dream
loved
internship.
it. I genuinely loved every minute of it, and I know that is what I want to do now since doing that. But yeah, as you said, like everyone I know applied.
Yeah.
And the interview process was intense. Like, we were told, okay, here is, because L'Oreal owns a lot of like bigger brands like Armani, YSL, all those.
Mm-hmm.
We were told, like, okay, how would you market this YSL foundation? I want you to do like a full 15-minute presentation on the event you'd organize, the influencers you would use, what media you'd reach out to promote it, like
That's a
newspaper.
lot.
It was heavy. And of course, I'm up till 5 a.m. putting together my thing, stressing. But I didn't think I got it after the interview. Like, I really didn't. But then I got my message like 3 weeks later. I was told I got it, and it was the best day ever.
Crazy. So it was for the interview you had to come up with like a presentation for a
Yes,
product?
the interview. But prior to that, it was like, your entrance exam questions
Yeah.
to get into secondary school. So that was the first stage, and it was like, all days, if I walk northwest, north, south for 2 km, where am I going to be facing? And I was like, what?
No, that's a gone. I'd be out on this on step one.
If I unfold this cube and take off the left side, how many sides? Like,
No.
all this. So I had to do that, got past that stage. Then the next stage was answer this question and send us a video. I think it was something like, when have you overcome a challenge? Something. Some kind of little video quiz. And then the next stage was the big video interview. But because I spent so much time preparing for the actual presentation, the other half of the interview, it was meant to be 50-50 weighted, was like questions about L'Oreal. And one of the questions that my manager asked me, she was like, and what L'Oreal environmental products do you like? What do you know about them? And all I said was they were working on this second skin, something to, I don't even know. Like, now I actually can't even remember. But
What
I
at the
literally
time?
panicked and was like, I don't know, sorry, like, panic. So I was like, it's gone.
Yeah.
Sent my mum out to get me 3 vapes right now. Like, was sobbing, crying for the night. I was like, get me banana raz right now. Like,
Banana raz is
banana raz,
crazy.
all of them combined.
Oh my
But then I
God.
actually got it. Thankfully.
Mad. Like, that's a huge internship to get. And were you in the office full time for that?
It was hybrid, so
Okay.
2 days a week from home, but I loved it. I honestly had the best group of girls. I had the best time. Like, we were going over to London to
That's
meet up with
mad.
the UK team. It was honestly, I just loved it so much, and I know that is what I want to do. And I feel like whenever people hear that about me, they're always surprised. Like, I don't think I purposely portray myself as anything online, but I think people are always surprised when they know that I've done like 4 years in college, got my degree, did my internship. I think people think because
You jumped out a window.
yeah, because of some
Paul's going out,
incidents, some incidents that I'm
you
not
can't be clever.
diverse. Yeah, I think people think you get online and. Especially as girls, like you have a joke and you have a laugh, and I know, like I would be doing all that, but that doesn't mean there's not layers. Like,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's giving onion. It has layers. What was your degree in?
mint in DCO, so it was
a smart girl
marketing.
degree.
Yeah. Guys, I got over 500 points in the leaving.
Did you know? That's more than me.
Thank you.
There you
People
go.
are always like to me,
Show us the paper.
yeah, and I'm like, guys, I actually am very capable, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, mint in DCU, so marketing, innovation, and technology. I didn't really like the technology aspect, but the
Okay.
marketing and innovation was a bit of me when I went in fairness. But I still
You still got that
the
degree.
got a tier 1.
And speaking of people not really assuming these things about you, you recently went for a job interview.
Oh my gosh.
Well, interview is a
Casey,
strong
I did
word to
a
use.
Strong word, a stretch.
We obviously won't name anyone because Paul gets very upset. Do you want to give us a brief overview of what happened at
Yes.
the interview?
So basically, I applied for a job that I thought I was capable of doing. I did meet all the criteria that was posted on the job description. Half of it was PR, so event organizing, reaching out to influencers, reaching out to media, everything I did within my L'Oreal internship. And the other half was social media management, editing, content creation, everything I do.
Which you do anyway.
Yeah, I do on the daily myself. So I was like, perfect. Like, let me put myself forward. Made this whole portfolio. You're in my private story.
Yeah.
You would have seen it.
Yeah.
Put together this whole portfolio, showing all the press releases I've put together, events I've organized, my examples of my content editing styles, a full in-depth content plan for them to implement, which for anyone listening, I wouldn't actually recommend that you do that. Yeah, give them a taster, but don't, for a job you've not already secured, give them a full. Here is how you are going to
Here's
grow
your
your
next
business
6-month plan.
for free.
Yeah,
Don't do that, right? Don't do that. But that's what I did. I went into the job interview. It was in Malahide, a 45-minute drive from me. Had to sort a lift because I still am a bus wanker. I hate to say, guys.
Look, I've been there. I've been there for many years.
Pending my license, maybe this year.
Yeah, look.
But had to sort a lift. So all day I'm preparing, like going over questions, you know, just job interview prep all day. Didn't do anything else all day. The interview was at about 4 o'clock. Went out there, and before my bum was even in the seat, the woman goes to me, the interviewer goes to me. So obviously, like, this job is out of your, what did she say? She basically said you're underqualified for this role. I hadn't even sat down because you just kind of do, what do you do? Like content on across social media and TikTok, like Instagram and TikTok. Is that what you do? And throughout the interview, as I was saying stuff, because then she said, you know, we'd need someone with PR experience. We'd want someone to be able to do like event organizing and everything. And then it just became so obvious she hadn't looked at my portfolio. Yeah. So I'm then going, oh, like I do have PR experience. Like this is what I did in L'Oreal. This is an event I organized for Glycolic Gloss, etc, etc. And like visible shock, like, no way. Amazing.
This is news to me.
Yeah. And I was like, what? And then it was a 10-minute chat. It wasn't even an interview. And then it was basically said, so we were thinking we might gift you some products, get you in for a free service. You can make some content for us, and then maybe we could work up to like a paid basis for content. Basically just unpaid. It was giving, we want unpaid labor. They said they'd like to reach my audience because that wouldn't be an audience that they've tapped into yet. Whoever follows me. So that was what was said in the interview. I wouldn't even call it an interview because it was so obvious that I wasn't in there to be interviewed. No, if you wanted to just gift me products or a service, surely message me. Like, I actually went home and sobbed, guys.
No, but that's awful.
Because I was so upset. I was like, I I thought I finally had secured
Yeah.
a job. No such thing.
As your mother said, I
Yeah.
was listening to Beth's podcast, they were her mother. You were brought in under false pretenses.
I was. She's a GDPR queen, my mum. That is what she does. And so I was upset. I was like, because I thought I would come out of college and I'd be fighting off the job offers. You know,
Yeah.
what did I go
Batten
to?
down the doors for you. Yeah.
Let me have a think about it.
Yeah.
No such thing. Like, no such thing. So I was like, loads of my friends came out of college and have been on the dole since college because
It
it's
is
so
hard.
difficult
But
to
so
find
many
a
people
job.
do
Yeah.
like marketing and stuff. Like there's not thousands of jobs,
No.
you know?
And like I thought, I obviously have my own social media experience and I have L'Oreal PR 1-year internship. That is such a difficult internship to get.
Mm-hmm.
I have that experience and still was finding it so difficult to get a job. So I was so upset when I got home and I just posted my little TikTok and was like, guys, you don't need to. People are going to try put you in a box. I just kind of wanted to portray it in a way that like you can be multifaceted. You don't need to just be one thing. Because I know a lot of people, that would be the main hate comment I'd get. Like, so stupid, such a dummy. What is she even on about?
And I've no clue.
Yeah, because I can have a joke and I can have a laugh. Like
Yeah.
you can be other things. This woman obviously saw that I have a social media following. I do social media and just said that's her, perfect.
That's all she
yes,
can do.
didn't look at anything else about me. So I was just basically put it across. You don't need to just limit yourself to one thing. You do it all. Like, do everything.
Yeah. And obviously you post your story time about that. Did it get like many views? I can't remember.
I
It did.
think
It definitely did.
I think it got about 100k. I definitely got about 10k likes, and I since then have spoke to them.
I was gonna say, did they contact
Yes, they did. Only I think it was about 2 weeks after that,
Okay.
and just basically said, "Oh, we were surprised to see this. You know, we'd rather it have been dealt privately with us. Like, we didn't want to make you feel this way, and then your attitude in the interview wasn't giving us the impression that you weren't interested in working with us." And I just basically went back and said, guys, the alternative was me getting visibly upset that I've
Yeah,
been
it
brought
was
in
awkward,
here.
like,
Yeah.
You're not gonna turn around and be like, I don't like this situation. Like,
Yeah, or like turn around and go, so I'm actually not being interviewed. I don't want to get confrontational.
no.
Like, I thought by telling her more information about me, I still might be able to turn this around
Yeah,
and
yeah,
be
yeah.
considered for the role. And guys, don't do that if someone doesn't see your value at first. But that is what I was doing.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let me keep telling her about my experience and what I can do during this conversation, rather than fight like while I'm fighting tears, you know, rather than get
Yeah.
visibly upset or be like, why am I even here? Yous have wasted my time. So I just went back and was like, the alternative was to, you know, portray myself very badly in person, which I would never want to do. I don't want to start crying like that.
No,
to
like
me.
tears coming down the face.
Why am I here?
But
You know?
it's always, I'd rather have dealt with this privately. Of course it
Yes.
is. Because we have followings, it's always, you should have dealt with this privately.
I know. Like, my mum was snapping when I posted that video. She's
Yeah, 'cause
such a
This
keep
is
it
the next thing I
yourself.
want to talk
Yes.
about. Our mothers. I feel like our mothers are kind of similar. Well, you were saying today on your podcast that your mom's a helicopter mom.
Yeah, she is.
And I better not say too much, or my mother won't speak to me. Does your mother get annoyed about stuff you post?
Oh, kills me.
Me too.
Kills me.
Me too.
Like, I posted that recap from my interview, and my mom's like, I just don't know why you need to do that. Do you know what you are? You're vengeful. You're vengeful. I was like, I'm not even offended right now. Like, I think you should be more vengeful.
We're spreading information.
People take the piss and think that you're not going to do anything.
Yep.
Or people think that they can speak to you a kind of way because you have a following and
Yep.
need to put yourself across a certain way. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't let you do that outside of social media. So
Yeah.
I'm not just going to be like, okay, Susan, thank you for the comment.
Like,
Love
yes,
you.
obviously when bad shit happens to us, it is content, but it's also shit.
Yeah.
And like, I feel nearly a bit of therapy going online and telling everyone what's after happening so they can avoid it. Or just
I
to
know.
like, not for validation, but I just feel better when I say it online.
I agree. Like, I think we're very open books. So I'll share all my highs. I'll share all my things you don't need to know about and don't care. So I'm going to share every detail. And when something like this does happen, and it is a big enough company that a lot of people would know within Ireland, I think that's quite unprofessional. Like, I just don't want anyone else to be put in that same position.
Yeah.
You know? So it's just like, knowledge is power. Share it around. Let people know. Same with when you posted, you were
Multiple
getting
outings.
multiple, but you went for your smear test and I went for my coil, you know?
Yeah. So I never post. I really wanted to post what went down there and I never did.
Yes.
Paul probably wants to kill me as per usual. I won't go into it too much, right? But long story short, I went for my smear test. Video went really viral, like 2 million views, and basically I won't go into it fully, but was called back in to talk about my results, and then I ended up getting a bit of a slap on the wrist for posting the video, which really angered me. Also really angered my mom. And usually her and my dad would be like, well, no, not so much her. My dad would be like, don't post it and don't get into drama. You know, you've got a job as well, blah, blah, blah. But she was like, that was ridiculous. Like, you were spreading positive awareness.
When you told me, I was like, there's no way.
Yeah, because when I seen Beth's coil video, I was like, that was way more... like way more like in depth than mine.
I'm getting it removed and I'm like, this
you're like, hey, and you're like, is this what people usually complain about? And oh no, I was fuming over that because the smear test was such a big deal for me. I was so afraid, and then for that to be kind of like not taken away from me, but for like a dampener to be put on it.
Yes.
So yeah, I got in I wouldn't say trouble with the doctor, but
I got
reprimand. Yeah, kind of told like, look, you're not allowed recording here. We didn't have signs up saying don't record, so it's kind of not your fault. But now we've signs up because of you, basically. Yes. And I was like, that made me feel shit. Obviously,
I know.
And to this day, I'm like, I still wanted to do a big massive expose, but I was like, do I want to be in beef with HSE right now?
Yeah,
probably not.
Probably not.
Probably
From
not.
what you told me, I was like, yeah. Some you just do have to take on the chin. Yeah. I think I've learned that a bit as I got older. Like sometimes I'm like, is this worth my energy right now? Am I going to feel upset and drained for the rest of the day if I get into it with this person? Potentially, sometimes I will.
Yeah, I'm the exact same.
It's circumstantial, you know?
Because I knew if I posted that, I'd say 70% of the comments would have been on my side and 30 would have been going, well, they're just there to do their job and you're in there recording. And I was like, you know what? I actually can't deal with that.
I know.
And obviously, as of lately, I've been outing a lot of people online, and I was only saying on last week's episode, it's actually bringing me more stress than it's worth. Because obviously it's entertaining for people.
Yes.
And like even the other day, you sent me one, you were like, this is hilarious.
Yes.
But is it worth the backlash, the DMs, the fake accounts? I'm like, I think I need to take a break for a while.
Yes, I think so too, because like I posted a video about America and just everything that's going on over there at the moment, and I was like, actually I was upset by it, and I hadn't really heard anyone in Ireland
talk
speaking
about it
on it, and I was like, is this just my For You page, or has anyone else been following this? And I didn't think this was like open to interpretation, like an ambiguous topic, but the comments I was getting, I was wild. Like,
even when you think something upset. Like you could think in your head, I'm so right about this. Like, I remember I put up something being like, I can't believe people are actually paying to go to Chris Brown, woman abuser, and somehow it turns on you. People are like, well, this other celebrity did this and you watched it. I'm like, oh my God, you just can never be right.
I know.
You can never be right.
But I think people, like especially with you, people don't give you a break.
No,
I don't know why, because I think you're such a sweetheart, Kasey.
Thank you.
Like I think people have a bad impression of a lot of Irish influencers. I wouldn't even call us influencers, whatever.
No.
People that make content in Ireland, because I think Ireland, it's very like until you make it mentality. People are like, OMG, Scarlett, what
But then
are
when
you
you
doing?
do make it, it's too big for her boots now.
Yeah.
Paul loves to like complain about being an influencer, don't you, Paul? It's so hard.
Such a hard
but
life.
Recently, a couple of things people have been saying that are really annoying me is, so when I out someone, I'm a bully all of a sudden. Okay, well, so you're an outcome for me all day long, and the minute I retaliate, you've got a following, you're a bully, you should know better. Why should I know better?
Why should I know better?
I'm a human being as well. It really pisses me off. Like there was comments under a video recently being like, that one's finally getting exposed, she's nothing but a bully. Have I ever came for someone for no reason? Ever?
No.
Once? No. It's always someone that's done something to me first.
That's not true. Yeah. But this is what I don't understand. Like, because I really like you, Kasey. Like, I think you are a sweetie. So I just don't know why people give you such a hard time. Like, I don't think I get that much hate. By comparison,
do you get hate? Yeah.
There's always just this one fella, and I'm like, oh, here he is again. It's just this one fella that hates me and Neve, and he always texts us.
You were saying,
the same stuff, and I always know what way he types and all, and like,
so
I'm just like, okay, right, you're a loser. And like, I don't really get much hate.
Yeah, maybe because you don't retaliate. I think the minute you retaliate, because I'm obviously like, I wouldn't even say I'm opinionated. I don't give my opinions online, like about serious topics, because you know how that goes. I think because I retaliate and I stick up for myself. Sorry. Yeah, touch wood. I don't know what it is. I'm just like, at the moment, I kind of want to take a step back. Like I seen Lauren Whelan saying, like she's kind of like not held her personality, but she's kind of stopped giving her opinion as much because
Yes.
she's always just attacked for it.
I know.
I just don't know. People online are kind of crazy.
They really are, because I'm just like, why do you think you like that's all right to say?
Yeah.
Like, because I promise if we were face to face, you wouldn't dare.
In a million years.
That's the thing. And
No.
do you know what? When I do get hate, it's always men. Like, it's always men. And I'm just like, I know for a fact if I walked past you
wouldn't say words.
in public, you wouldn't even make eye contact with me. And here you are trying to comment on me. Like,
Yeah. Where are you going? Oh, Paul's telling me to wrap up.
thank
Are you going
my
to stick
girl.
around for some dilemmas?
Most definitely.
My dream day. Okay, guys, we'll be right back after the break. Welcome back, people. Our very last segment with Steve. He's back.
Boom.
How are we feeling?
I'm good. I'm good and bad.
It's a sad day for the
I
parish.
know. It's our last one. However, the summer's not too far away.
No, it's going to fly in, I think.
Yeah, so looking forward to that.
Yeah, well, Steve, look, as I say, I don't prepare for this, so you tell me what you want to talk about.
Okay, well, the first thing is we got to talk about, okay, so last time we spoke, it was, so the favorites were Lucinda and Sean.
To win.
And like bookies' favorites right up at the top.
Yeah.
But they didn't win.
Shocking.
And why did they not win?
And they were only voted favourite couple like a week previous.
Yes.
Which would mean they got the most votes for favourite couple. So why
Yes.
wouldn't they get the most votes?
Yes.
Or even second place?
I have a theory.
What's your theory?
So,
Hit me.
okay. So when Jesse and Helena, they each departed, a few days apart. Both of them, when they sat down and during their interview, they both mentioned that Lucinda is faking it.
Yes.
So this happened twice, like 5 days prior to the final.
Right.
So Lucinda said the same thing. Jesse said the same thing. So did that affect the way people voted?
But I feel like people were saying that in there anyway. They were all saying she comes across fake.
Yes, but there was something about these interviews, like when they're out there talking. And they really I think Helena, did she ever really say it in the villa?
Not really.
Jess did. She went on the
Yeah.
rant,
But I seen a tweet and it was like, funny how Jessie is saying Lucinda's fake when she basically acted the same way for 5 weeks straight. Whereas Jessie, the minute she had a phone call with her dad, changed her persona straight away.
Absolutely.
And like, as much as Lucinda gets backlash, I don't think you could put on an act for 5 full weeks,
No.
all day, every day.
Yeah.
I just like, she gets a lot of hate. I do think she is just a bit of a ditzy,
Oh yeah.
dopey
Yeah.
girl, but I
Yeah.
think that's just her. And
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
liked her, to be honest.
And she's just bubbly and
Yeah.
just she said she laughs a lot. Why not? You
Yeah,
know?
I don't think she did anything majorly wrong in there.
But I think both of those two girls, when they mentioned her being fake, that's all I can think. Why would she drop? I mean, they came in, and the end of the day, they came in fourth
Which
out of
isn't great.
5, which is very, very surprising.
I was expecting Millie and Zach and Lucinda and Sean top 2, definitely. Like, do you know what it is? I loved Sammy before this season, and as I've said, people tell me I look like her. I'll take that any day of the week. But this season, she just gave kind of boring, and also she was up Belle's arse.
Yeah.
I believe, like, Belle came across quite badly this season, and Sammy was like her little wing woman
Yes,
in
yes.
the whole thing.
Absolutely. And you are right that the only thing that happened with Sam is she was kind of caught in this triangle,
Yeah,
and you kind of felt it for her. So,
Yeah.
I mean, all I could think is that was it. And then, I mean, prior to this season, how did they do last time round? And do they have a big following? Is there a big following?
Yeah. But what did you make of Jessie saying that outside of the villa, herself and Lucinda had a bit of history?
Yes. Yeah.
Like she said, oh, Lucinda talks to people behind their back. Don't we all?
Yep.
Like,
yep.
I was only talking about you before you came in. I'm just joking. But don't people
This
though?
podcast is over.
But you know what I mean? Like, they're all influencers. They're all going on these brand trips. You're going to be bitching about other people.
But that's the one thing I noticed with this one. Money was mentioned on Who Makes Money.
Yeah.
And then also to the brand trips and the openings. And these things are mentioned, which you never really heard a lot of before.
Because none of them are influencers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now with the All-Stars, but even the last All-Stars, they didn't really talk about that stuff.
But you know what? People were saying like, oh, Lucinda keeps bringing up money. But I kind of do the same thing. Like if someone's slagging me, I'm like, well, look at my bank account. Look at yours.
Yeah. And even Scott talked about the amount of shows he'd been on.
Yeah.
And so this was a little bit more, I thought, of an insight into what I'd love to know more.
Yeah.
How much are they actually making?
And
you know?
also, sorry, we also need to mention, oh my God. So, you know, when they brought in all the old Islanders
Yes.
to tell them what they thought, What did you make of Jack bringing up the whole sugar daddy situation to Lucinda? Remember he said, oh, there's talk on social media about you and a business owner outside of here?
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, so basically...
Update me.
So there's rumours going around on social media that the owner of a clothing company, which I won't name, is apparently Lucinda's sugar daddy. So he's an older man that she kind of goes on dates with and he gives her money, allegedly, blah, blah. But Jack said that when he came in front of everybody.
Right.
And she kind of just deflected from it straight away. She was like, oh, that's been going around on social media for years.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then obviously they brought up the whole Lauren thing with Harrison.
Yeah.
I was so here for that.
Yeah, and it was funny because you did mention, wouldn't it be amazing if all of a sudden they brought her up on screen?
Yeah, and they did.
And Lauren's here now.
Did.
No, but actually Lauren live.
Yeah, on the podcast.
Now let's go to London. Here's Lauren.
What do you think? So do you think Harrison's lying or do you think she's lying?
Ooh, God, it could be a mixture of the two. She might have thought it was still on. He maybe just said, listen, this is over, but never was really clear about it.
I like to think, because people are kind of making jokes about her saying she's going on a press tour about the whole thing or whatever, and that she's beyond obsessed with him. But I think she's probably telling the truth because I wouldn't trust him as far as I could trust.
Yeah, I try to remember last time when they were on Love Island, and Harrison was kind of working his way through, who was the American? Tony from Vegas. Yeah. Like, that was never going to work,
No.
And then ended up hooking up with Lauren, and I don't know. I didn't think that was really going to do anything.
No,
I didn't think that was going to
a
happen.
bit more into it.
Yeah, absolutely.
She begged him to leave with her when she got dumped.
There you go. So maybe she was more into it.
Yeah.
And, getting back at him.
I would imagine that she was definitely more into it, but she was saying that they were talking every single day up until the villa, and he swore to her he wasn't going in, which I would probably believe.
Yes, yeah.
But the final drama, Maya Jama, I have to give it to her. She's such a good host.
She's really good,
and like she's so quick. She knows exactly what to ask them. So obviously there was drama with Jack,
yes,
and Kira,
right? So I didn't know this. So I hear Kira shout, and Jack's like, "Oh, it's all cleared up." But I thought it was something else that I don't know.
So, guys, yesterday...
Over to the host.
I'm in the office yesterday, right? Steve is there. And our good friend Owen.
Yes.
Owen from sales. And, he's like sales. I don't even know his title as a sales manager.
We'll go with that.
He's really high up, guys. I love you, Owen. He got me the job here. So he likes to tell everybody. And he basically overheard me and Steve talking. And Steve was like, what happened with Kira and Jack? What was the drama? And I said, I didn't know either. And then I said to Steve, let's just say Jack went on a podcast and he basically said that Kira and Curtis weren't really behaving themselves in the villa.
Right.
But you didn't get what I meant.
No, I didn't. But
do you still not get what I mean?
I do. Absolutely, I do. So was Kira saying that it didn't happen to Kira and Curtis?
She said it wasn't Jack's business to air it out on a podcast.
Oh.
So Owen just started like pissing himself because he knew what I was trying to say. Steve wasn't picking it up and he was like, this is like you're trying to talk to your dad here.
It was a long day yesterday. It was the end of the day, and
But not to judge anybody, but apparently they got together like just after the recoupling, which is kind of crazy on national television if you ask me. Not to be the judge.
I can remember that did happen, and there was not really any big deal about it. I remember, when they wake up in the morning and hey, hello, good morning, everybody. How was everything last night? And they looked at Curtis and Karen. How was that? No, good. So. I kind of remember that.
And usually when people, do things in the villa, they kind of show like the edge of the bed or they'll show their feet. And they didn't do that with Kira and Curtis.
I thought there was something.
Maybe there was.
But obviously Kira didn't like it at all.
No.
Man, she was mad.
Because she basically said it was like not Jack's business to air out on a podcast. Yeah. But then she aired it out in front of the whole of the finale.
I know.
Which is like 8 million people watching. So.
And they're all sitting there like me going,
yeah, because I didn't know the drama. But then I seen on TikTok, I seen a comment being like, Jack, don't let them silence you. We're all nosy. We all want to know what goes on in there. I thought it was so funny. But then what other drama happened? Oh, yeah, they showed the Lauren podcast clip. Then they had Jesse and Helena talking about the whole thing. But other than that, then it was just down to the winners. So you've got the percentages there.
Yeah, this was quite interesting. I mean, so last time we spoke, I think we both kind of picked that Lucinda and Sean were going to win.
Yes.
Based on what the bookie was saying. Now, what I wanted Millie and Zach, and you were looking for
Lucinda and John.
Yeah, Lucinda and John.
Or Millie and Zach.
Yeah. What was amazing is out of all the votes cast, at number 5 was Whitney and Yeaman with only 9%.
That's very low, isn't it?
That is crazy low. I was really, because I thought, the last couple of weeks they were very strong.
See, Whitney, they're a strong couple. Whitney is very, like, she's a strong character. She's needed in the plot of the show. But I don't think people, like, love her. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Like, she's needed for, like, she was not the mediator, but she kind of got involved in everyone's business. But I don't think anyone will be like, I want her to win.
Yes.
Didn't she win before? No. Or was
No,
she second?
no.
They got to the final anyways. Her and Locken.
Oh
his
my
name?
gosh. God, that's a good
Yeah.
question, actually. Yeah. But yeah, I was quite surprised. Lucinda and Sean came in fourth,
Shocking.
which I was totally surprised at. And like I mentioned earlier, when Helena and Jesse left, whatever they said, did that affect things?
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm very surprised. And then, like, a lot of people might have seen stuff online, like you talk about a sugar daddy
Yeah.
and other things.
And then put them off.
Did that come into play?
You know what? You're probably right.
Yeah. And then Scott and Leanne third with 19%, almost 20% of the votes.
That's a decent chunk.
Yeah, which I thought was, I didn't think they would go.
Because they got a lot of backlash.
Yeah. You know what, though? Was it Scott got the backlash and
And they
people
like
love
Leanne.
Leanne?
That's what it is, okay.
Because Leanne was really good.
Very good.
She was brilliant. I
Yeah.
absolutely loved her.
Yeah.
I tell you, 23% of the vote went to Millie and Zach, which is great.
Mhm.
I love both of
I
them.
love them.
And even through the whole final, Millie was just dancing.
Yeah, she was
was
chill,
just
like,
buzzing, man. She was loving it.
I love her.
She was really good. And I hope to see them do really well. And
Yeah.
obviously the winners were Kieran and Sammy with 35% of the votes.
Big chunk.
So, 10% between Kieran, Sammy, Millie, and Zach. But yeah, Kieran and Sammy were the, go-ahead winners for sure.
Realistically, they're probably the most compatible. They seem like just a normal couple. They had one tiny test with Lucinda, which is standard enough in Love Island.
Yeah.
They probably are the most suited. But, like, to win, though, like, boring kind of.
Yeah, I don't know. I just really, my heart was saying, Millie and Zach, you guys have it. You really do. But obviously there was something with Sammy and Kieran that...
and, like, Millie was the mediator for the whole show.
She was.
So, and Sammy obviously got involved in the drama. I do think I would have preferred Millie and Zach to win, but look, it is what it is.
Yeah.
What can you do? Who are we to judge, Steve?
I know. Well, here's the thing. Whatever happened with our Jack attack?
Oh, Jack.
Oh,
You know
man.
what? Actually, I'm going to the Gossies this Saturday. Jack's going to be there.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
And you know who else is going to be there?
Who?
You know Megan and Connor
Ah!
from last season. I'm buzzing. I've never met them before. And then Andrade is obviously going to be there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never met Megan and Connor, but I feel like I know them, which is
You need to talk to Jack.
I know.
You-
We need to get him on this podcast.
Oh, man. Bring him in. Jack, come on.
Come
We're
on,
ready for
Jack.
you.
We have a seat waiting for
Come
you
on,
here.
Jack.
Surely he will.
God, I hope so.
Hopefully.
I hope so.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Steve.
You got it, brother.
It's been real, guys. We'll be back right after the break. Beth will be back and we'll be doing some dilemmas. Right, guys. Thank you to Steve for coming on every week, chatting about Love Island. Hopefully he'll be back in the summer. I know we'll both be watching it. Now we're moving into our best case scenario segment. So, Beth, we're going to give the listeners our best case scenario for their problem.
Okay, so what we think...
They should do.
Okay.
Pretty much. And guys, as usual, I haven't read them, so let's hope that they're good. Usually I put them into ChatGPT and say, simplify this for me.
Yes,
But
yeah, right.
anyway, so, hi Kasey, here's my dilemma. I need help. I'm friends with this fella who told me he likes me. I told him that I don't feel the same way about him ever since he's been acting like such a dickhead towards me, saying unnecessary mean comments towards me and being so rude for no reason. Do you think it's normal for him to act this way, or do you think it's wrong? I'm not sure how to approach him about it, but it's been happening now for at least a week or so. Please tell me what to do.
Yeah, crazy.
Give him bruised ego.
Very much so. And I've seen somewhere before that this theory that a lot of men or certain men don't respect women if they're only nice to women that they're attracted to / want something romantic with. So if you've shut that down and he just can't even give you basic human decency now, that it's become a platonic thing and that you don't want something romantic, that says all you need to know about him as a person.
Yeah.
He doesn't respect you unless he wanted something from you, and that's where he thought it was going. And since you have shut that down, he does not need to be a part of your life, and he shouldn't be, because he clearly doesn't respect you as a person for who you are. He just wanted to pursue you.
I wouldn't have even thought of it that deep, and Eddie put it that way. I'm like, I don't think you can even go back to being a friend now, because he's being an arsehole, even if it was just for a week, because you wouldn't basically get with him.
Yeah.
Like, that's not. And I feel like people always say, oh, you can't be friends with boys. They all want to get with you. And I feel like probably 90% of the time that could be true. Like, he'll probably kill me now, but Uncle Pat, my boyfriend, he always says, like, even if you're friends with a lad, if you tried to get with them, they probably would.
Yeah. But they probably would. Yes,
Yeah, like come on, look at
They're
us.
not going to turn it down, yeah.
But yeah, I don't think that's a friend, to be honest. Like okay, fair enough, have a bruised ego, maybe be a bit scarlet for a week, but don't be treating you like an arsehole.
No, that says a lot about who you are and your morals. If that is his response to being shut down, is to become malicious and horrible towards you, that is not someone you want to keep in your life.
No.
Ever.
No.
Because imagine that's how they are. Like,
Yeah.
if something got worse, like, no.
No, I think that needs to be a goner.
Yeah.
I just like, would you say she needs to even say to him, look, I don't appreciate this, or just be like, cut, gone?
Do you know what? I think even getting into it with him would give him an opening to turn around and say, no, you've taken that wrong. I wasn't being mean. I didn't mean it like that. If you know in your heart and soul that he has been a horrible person to you, been malicious towards you since he got rejected, you don't need his validation or to tell you you're right or to try to gaslight you into thinking that hasn't happened. You know, and we know that is not someone you need in your life. So don't even engage. Blocked on everything. Never, ever to be heard from again.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's no second chances here.
No.
Beth. I always
No.
say, I literally say this every week. If you don't want to like reconcile with someone, there's no bother even saying it. Like,
A
trying
lot
to
of
sort it out.
times people won't even take it on board. Like, they will always be the victim in their mind, and it's
Yeah.
always poor me,
Yeah.
the world is out to get me. So
Me?
unless
No, I'm joking. Me always. I'm always a victim.
unless they've a lot of character development and they're, I don't know, they most likely won't be willing to hear you anyway. So I
No.
wouldn't even waste your breath and your energy. You're just going to put yourself out.
Yeah, no, goner.
Mm.
Okay, next one's actually pretty long, so let's hope I can read this properly. So, dilemma for your podcast. Me and my best friend work together in a cafe/restaurant. We have one particular customer who comes in every single day, multiple times a day for a coffee. He always asks us about our day and gives us a tip each time he's in. He was probably our most generous customer. That was until New Year's Eve. Me and my friend went out for New Year's Eve and ended up meeting this customer. He kind of followed us around for the night, bought my friend a drink, and when she said Happy New Year to him, he went in for a kiss, like on the lips. She swerved and kind of ran away. The next day he came into work and apologised and blamed it on drinking too much, which we both thought was weird because we were pretty sure he was sober. Fast forward a couple of weeks, he starts asking me really strange questions like, did you meet your boyfriend at the weekend? What are you doing for Valentine's Day? Even though I don't have one. So on Valentine's Day, a mystery package gets delivered to our work, addressed to my friends with no name, and we have no idea who it's from. It had flowers, chocolates, and a card which said, thanks for all that you do for me. I hope this brightens up your day as much as you brighten up mine. Unfortunately for them, they accidentally put their number on the front of the shipping label. So we paid on the website to find out who it was sent from. When we put in the number, our mouths dropped. It was the regular who had sent it to us. This was all about worth €70. We don't know what to do at this stage. It's getting a bit creepy and now it's gotten a bit awkward. Do we say something or do we just ignore it and pretend we don't know it was him that sent them?
Nah.
That is weird.
That is weird. I would be scared.
Like, that is weird. That's, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, like, men are weirdos, but that's like the start of something weird.
Like, you know that you're not taking it up wrong because he actually tried to kiss you on the mouth.
I'm forgetting about he tried to kiss you, and like I don't know the ages in the story.
Gobsmacked, like.
Yeah, imagine getting gobsmacked in 2026. Yeah. I think he's given like he's older than them. I think.
Yeah, that is what it is giving. And I put up a video before talking about that I always talk back with like strange people, like people.
Yeah, I remember seeing the video. You at the bus stop talking to some fella.
Yeah, like I'll talk back to anyone because I'm always just like, oh, I'd rather if this person is really, really crazy for them to be on my side.
Right.
You know, so I'm not their next victim. So like, I think I've watched too much American TV, you know, about
Kinda
school
makes sense,
shooters and all, you know. And then they're like, oh, you were always nice to me. I'll
She's
spare
all right.
you.
Yeah.
So that's where I get from someone. I'm just like, oh, no way, talking to everyone. But someone commented on the video and was like, you're better to not make yourself stand out to these people because I was always like this until I start getting stalked. Because these people then, they're obviously, you know, a bit mentally unwell. So they then view you as special. So I think you know that he's romantically interested. If I was you, I think as women, we're always taught to be very nice. Don't be rude. You don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. I think you need to, even though it's an uncomfortable conversation, get straight to the point and just say, listen, we are not interested like that. I don't know if it's one or two girls that he's pursuing.
I
think he needs to say, listen, we like having conversations with you coming in here, but we both are not romantically interested at all. And the gift made us feel a little bit uncomfortable. Definitely address that and be like, we're happy to still have a customer relationship with you, but anything other than that, you're making us feel uncomfortable. And if they're like, don't me and Anton buy it, hopefully he'll take it well. If not, guards are to be rang.
It's
That's
giving,
next level.
Ring the guards now. It's giving baby reindeer. Did you watch that?
Baby reindeer, majorly.
This might be rogue. I think what I'd do personally, right? If I was working in a coffee shop and I had a weirdo coming in, I'd get like a man in my life or my dad to come in and like sit at the coffee bar and see if he comes in and acts the weirdo. And my dad could be like, what the hell are you doing? Or tell your manager.
I know.
And I know it could be really awkward, but like it's not just a little bit, what's the word? Inappropriate. It's very inappropriate.
It is.
You're tipping me every single day for multiple coffees. You're trying to kiss me on nights out and now you're sending me €70 flowers. I think
weird.
he needs to be like, can you bar someone over that?
You can't. That's why I think like from an onlooker's perspective, I think they'd be like, oh, it's just a customer being friendly because they don't know the layers to it, like your dad or someone, for example. So I think the girls need to get their manager behind 100%. them and just be like, we like you as a customer. We need to maintain this relationship. It has to be a professional relationship. We know the package was from you, and after the kiss, it is making us feel uncomfortable as girls. You need to respect that. And respect our boundaries.
If the manager says, look, I've looked into this and I found out you sent this package to two of my staff, we
not do
respect
that
as a
again.
customer, but it's not allowed.
You definitely need to address it because I think this could snowball fast if it's not.
Like, I'm not going to lie, I'd be scared leaving work.
I would be very scared because he knows exactly, if you aren't scared, I don't want to put the fear in you. But like,
be afraid. No, but like, you have to be so careful.
You
do you know what I mean?
As women, like.
Yeah, and sometimes men respond badly to this kind of thing if you're told no. So like, I think in this day and age, you'd be so careful. Like even the other night, as I was saying at the start of the podcast, was staying in a little cottage the other night and I posted it and I was like, oh shit, I'm going to have to post from where I am. Like, yeah, I'm in the back arse allowed, but the air code for the Airbnb is online. What if someone finds that and comes and kills me? That's so dramatic, but you have to be so careful.
No, I'm the same. Like, I'm always... Not always, but I would be a little bit when I'm on a night out or even just out. I'm not that aware of my surroundings, but I would notice other people more than I think my friends or anyone would.
Yeah, like look what happened to Charlie Murphy.
Exactly.
Look what happened to Chloe Coyce. Those stories are shocking and we only know about them because they're influencers. Imagine how many girls it's actually happened to.
I know.
And I get it's not all men.
And Kasey,
it's always men.
But like, would you hire a male babysitter?
Why would a man be there?
Would you hire a male babysitter? We know it's not all men, but hire a male babysitter. You wouldn't do it. You wouldn't do it.
In a million years.
You wouldn't. So
I wouldn't even trust Paul. I'm just joking. Paul's a gay man. Yeah. Well, guys, thank you for sending it. Oh, sorry, I just outed Paul. Thanks for sending in your dilemmas. Beth, thanks for the advice.
Thank you
were
so
very
much
good.
for having me.
And you can send them into onthecasepod@gmail.com. Guys, I've said it. They're getting better every week. I'm here for it because I used to have
That was a juicy one.
Yeah, I used to have to be like scrolling for ages to get a good one. No offense, guys. But yeah, DM them to me. Yeah, you're all shit. DM them to me. DM them to fucking whoever you want. Paul, maybe. But yeah, guys, that's basically it. Beth, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. I had a great time.
I'm delighted. We chatted absolute shite. New episodes every single Wednesday. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Feel free to share, tag me, rate the podcast, subscribe, do the whole lot. I don't have to beg you to vote for me in the Gosses anymore because they're over. Hopefully I've won. And yeah, see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
On the Case is an Onic original podcast hosted by me, Kasey Campion. Audio and visual design by Stephen King O'Farrell and Connor Daly. Developed and produced by series producer Paul McGregor. Executive producers Sasha Hamrogue. New episodes of On The Case come out every Wednesday on all podcast platforms and you can watch full episodes on YouTube. Thanks for listening. This is an Onic original podcast.